have been presented with two options and we need to choose.
Hello everyone, my name is Phoebe and I'm here today with the lovely Grace. Now, for those of you who don't know me, I am the Methodist Youth President, which means I represent children and young people across the Methodist Church in Great Britain. But I'm also incredibly passionate about the climate crisis, about climate justice and climate activism. And I'm with Grace, and Grace is going to introduce herself in a minute, who's also very passionate about those things. So would you like to tell everyone who you are, Grace?
Hello, my name is Grace. I'm 9 and I live in Redlinch, which is close to Salisbury.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Grace. I mentioned that you're very passionate about climate justice, Grace. What have you done recently which has been about climate justice and climate activism?
Relay walk.
Amazing. And can you tell everybody what the YCCN relay is?
It's where some people from YCCN walk from Cornwall to Glasgow. And when they arrive at Glasgow, there'll be the meeting of all the world leaders called COP26. And they'll share their views there.
Amazing. So yes, the YCCN is the Young Christian Climate Network. So it's an ecumenical group, so different denominations of Christians, young Christians who've come together to say, we want to make a stand for climate justice. And they are walking all the way up to Glasgow in COP and up to COP26, where they're going to tell, as Grace says, world leaders what they think. And in particular, they're fighting for climate justice for all people across the world, and to make sure that when governments make decisions that they don't just think about rich countries, but think about all people across the world. So Grace, which part of the YCCN relay did you take part in?
I went from Salisbury to Pitton.
Wow, and how many miles is that?
I think 3 or 4, but then I had to go back as well because we left our car in the car park.
Oh no, so you had to walk there 4 miles and back 4 miles, so 8 miles in total. Goodness me, were you tired afterwards?
Extremely tired.
Amazing. And why did you want to participate in the relay?
Because I love our earth as much as the people from YCCN do, and also wanted to show them my support.
Oh, amazing. And what got you passionate about climate justice in the first place?
Well, my mum told me what's happening because people aren't being aware of everything that's happening to our planet. And I just thought that was terrible, so I decided to try and take action.
Amazing, that's brilliant. Thank you, Grace. And I took part in the YCCN relay as well. So I did a different leg to Grace. I did the Central London to Muswell Hill section, which is part of the London to Oxford leg, and I will be rejoining them up in Edinburgh in October. But I heard about it because of my job, and I hear about lots of these things that are going along to do with climate justice. But where did you hear about the YCCN relay, Grace?
Well, it was in well, some members of my church were talking about it, and I heard from them that we were hosting breakfast at our church, and that's how I first got to know about it. Then I got a bit of extra information from my mum.
Oh, amazing. Oh, the breakfast sounds like a lot of fun. What was that like?
So basically, somebody had collected stuff from a eco-friendly cafe, and it was put out on a table, and basically everyone just took it, and then there was a service afterwards.
Amazing, because it's really important that this walk is got centered in prayer as well, and asking God to help us as well. That's amazing. Thank you, Grace. And who else was at the YCCN breakfast?
Bishop Karen.
Oh, amazing. And is she keen on climate justice as well?
I don't really know, but she was there all the same.
Yes, and it's amazing that you can speak to people who have a lot of influence on others and make sure that they can hear that you care about climate justice as well. So as you'll have heard, both Grace and I have both done different legs of the YCCN relay. It'll be interesting to know how you found it, Grace. What were the good things? What did you find challenging? And we'll see if they're the same as me.
Well, basically, I found it nice but extremely exhausting, as I said before. The nice bits about it was basically I got to chat with the people from YCCN, and so did my brother George. And it was especially nice when we came in sight of Pitton, because then I knew, phew, it wasn't that long. Oh, and also we saw llamas in the ruins of a medieval castle, but we had a bit of thinking as to whether they were llamas or alpacas.
To be honest, I don't know the difference between llamas and alpacas, so hopefully you were able to find out. That sounds amazing. I have so many questions now. So you really enjoyed chatting to other people and with your brother. Were there lots of different people of different ages there?
So I've taken part in the YCCN.
How many people approximately?
I can't really. It was about 15 to 20 people, and there were a range of ages, but me and George were. Well, George was the youngest.
Oh, amazing. I mean, it's really interesting. We had around that many people as well. And on our leg, there were quite a lot of teenagers or sort of young adults, and then quite a lot of older adults who were sort of retirement age. So that's really interesting. And the youngest person we had was 13, but not quite as young as you and your brother. So it's really good, really impressive that you and your brother went on that walk. It's a long way to go. And like you said, the opportunity to talk to people as well is really exciting, and hear their stories and hear why they're getting involved. That's absolutely fantastic, Grace. I'm so pleased. And I was also very tired at the end of my walk. Was the weather okay for you?
Yeah, it was quite sunny, hot, but it was also quite shady because there were lots of trees in the bit that we walked.
Fantastic.
But basically, it ranged from being hot in a pea field to cool in the trees.
Ah, perfect. Well, it sounds like you had a lot better weather than us. It was sunny for a little bit, and then for the last 2 miles, it absolutely tipped it down, and we all got soaked. So it sounds like you had a much better time, and you got to see some alpacas or llamas in a medieval castle, which is incredibly exciting. I don't even think we saw a squirrel when we went, but central London isn't known for its wildlife. That's amazing. So what would you like the people who are watching this interview to think or do after hearing your story?
So I want them just to make a difference. So try and buy food locally and follow the loaf thingy. L for local, O for organic, A for animal friendly, and F for fair or fair trade.
Oh, amazing. That's such a good way of remembering it. I'm going to start using that more often. And you've not just been taking part in the YCCN relay, have you, Grace? I've heard that you've been doing some other fantastic work to make climate justice heard where you are. So how have you been using your voice to speak prophetically and make change?
So I've been mainly doing it at my school. Soon I hope my school is going to send postcards about Make Crop Count to the government.
Oh, wow.
And we can make paper boats.
Yes, the paper boats that YCCN have promoted people to make.
But I've also asked my MP to come to school and hear our views about it.
Have you met your MP before?
I only met him at the breakfast that we hosted, and it was then I decided that I got to ask him to make a difference.
Amazing. So did you go up and speak to him?
Yeah.
Wow, that's so brave. I wouldn't be able to do that. That's incredibly brave. You've been helping other people at school to try and live more eco-friendly, and you've even asked your MP to come and visit the school. That is fantastic. Well, it's really
my head teacher yet.
Oh, you need to ask your head teacher. Well, I'm sure your head teacher will
But
be
it's
very...
the holidays, so I'm going to wait until the beginning of term.
Yeah, so I think that's probably a good idea. Don't think your head teacher will be checking their emails before the end of August. But that is honestly a really fantastic story, Grace, and you're clearly a young person who has such a passion for climate justice and is actually doing something about it. So that's very inspiring, and you're making a lot of change. So thank you for talking to me today, Grace. It's been amazing. And for those of you who are watching and who've been inspired by Grace, you can always join the rest of the YCCN relay by going to the YCCN website and signing up. You don't have to be a young person to take part. You can be any age. So it'd be fantastic if you could join them. And there's also lots of fringe events happening across the country whilst that's going on. So feel free to join them or to pray for them. There are so many ways you can take part. And if you're inspired by Grace to become a green agent of change, if you're a child or young person who'd like to be a green agent of change, you can come and join us by checking out the Agents of Change part of the Methodist Church website. So all of those details will be in the video somewhere for you to find. And thank you again, Grace, for all that you have told us and for all the hard work that you've been doing. It's absolutely amazing. So I will bid you all a fond farewell. Bye, everyone.